All right, what's going on, traders? Welcome back to the channel. Today is Tuesday, February 10th. Hopefully you guys are having a great day, having a great week so far. Let's jump into this trade that we took on stream today, and then also a stop out trade that I took beforehand. Okay, so 1 for 2 on the day inside of the stream. Looking back, would I have taken this reversal? Probably not. Very small inverse, didn't have clear targets. I mean, you could say this is your break-even level, but just not a very clear, obvious inverse. So, I'll take this one on the chin, learn from it. Mechanically speaking, valid setup, delivering from a higher time frame gap. And this is the exact same formation that we've done for literally like 4 trading days in a row. Like, whenever you see us consolidating like this overnight during Asian, what we normally do is we'll take out one side and then just run the other side. Like textbook, over the past 4 days, we have seen this exact same formation. So heading into the market today, obviously I was bullish. We're in bullish market structure. We're creating these bullish fair value gaps on a higher time frame. So I was looking for the PO3, which is manipulation down here, taking out Asia lows, which we got. Okay, so everything followed the plan perfectly. Just this inverse was not the cleanest, okay, and that's why it failed. This was not a very obvious inverse. We didn't have very clear targets, so this was a stop out trade. Okay, took this on the live. This was our first reversal trade that we've taken in quite a bit, and this was a losing trade. Okay, however, as soon as we got stopped out on that, I said, there's like a 9 out of 10 chance we were probably just exit liquidity, and we're just going to take out internal. Right? I'm not immediately looking for shorts because again, where's the liquidity in the market? Like, the liquidity is obviously higher. We have equal highs above. We had this like volume imbalance here. We had, all these highs all the way up here. Like, I'm not looking for anything other than longs. Like, we're obviously going after taking out this low to run back the other side of the range, right? And that's exactly what we did. So after that first initial loss, I normally don't re-enter after I lose a trade. But this is just too obvious of a setup, right? We had a CISD here. Or order block, right? Break of structure, whatever you want to call it, on this candle here. Lots of momentum after an internal liquidity sweep as well. Now, some of you guys are probably thinking, why would you enter? Your entry model is not a CISD. You enter off an inverse fair value gap. Yes, correct. We also inversed this 1 minute bearish gap yet again with this candle closure and this 30-second, these 30-second gaps here as well, right? I see we have some 30-second gaps here that we also closed above, and we had that 1 minute CISD. So lots of confluence here, right? Clear double bottom after taking out internal liquidity. And at this point, we had a very clear break-even target with this high right here. So stops to break even fairly quickly, and then letting the rest ride. I sold early after ES took the high. So right around here, I believe like 73 points or so. And of course, some other people just held all the way to the highs, which is also valid. So, around a 2 risk to reward, depending on when you took profits on this trade. So you are actually in profit for the day when you took both of these trades, right? So even though you lost this first trade, you're still up 1R on the day. So it's like this first loss never really happened with the second winning trade. That's why I like reversals, or like the positive thing about reversals, which continuations you don't get, right? Continuations is usually, yes, a higher win percentage, but oftentimes a lower risk to reward, right? So you can have a 70% win rate with the continuation model, which I would recommend for all new, even break even, even profitable traders. I'd recommend the continuation model because it does have a higher win rate. But as far as risk to reward, you're not seeing 3, 4, 5 risk to reward trades using the continuation model, but you do see that with the reversal model. Now, let me show you guys this exact same setup. By the way, our indicator also did call this long position here as well. Okay, so indicator also called this, which was another reason I took this trade. Also alerted it as an A+ setup because we were delivering from a higher time frame gap. Let me show you guys the past trading days, right? And like, this is what you get with reversals. We saw pretty much the exact same setup yesterday, okay, on a Monday. And I did not take this trade on live stream. I said, reversals are 50-50. This could go either way, right? Again, valid trade setup. I told you guys, in real time, like we kind of paper traded this. I said, if I were to take this trade, I would put my stop loss here. Again, trendline liquidity. So this is why this setup is slightly different, right? We did have trendline liquidity above, but pretty much the exact same trade here, right? Consolidation, accumulation overnight, taking out Asia lows, and then literally targeting the top of the range. Like, pretty much the exact same setup. And look how far this ran, guys. Like, this ran 7R. And we even got a continuation model here yesterday as well. Indicator also called this one that also ran like 2R, right? So, it's kind of 50-50 when you're trading reversals right at New York Open. That's why I say in the live streams, I don't really like trading reversals because it has a lower win rate. Like, this has a 50 to 60% win rate, right? Like, this setup probably has a 55% win rate. If we're being honest here, a 55% win rate, or like a 50% win rate, meaning 50% of the trades actually win. They're not break even. They're not losing. 50% of the time you will win. However, right, the caveat to that is that look at the risk to reward. Even though it has a 50% win rate, you're getting it at minimum like a 2.5R, assuming you're not taking partials every time, maybe even more. I mean, we had so much trend on liquidity here, maybe even more. If you held to the top, that's a 7R trade, right? So that's 7 losses in a row that you just made back with one winning trade. And obviously you're not doing 7 losses in a row. So, the point of me showing you this is like reversals are 50-50. However, when they run, they run. And now I'm at a point where like I'm going to start taking reversals. Like if I see a good reversal setup during that 9:30 open, like manipulation, like PO3, what we've seen the past 4 trading days, I am going to take these trades every single time. I am going to take the first presented inverse. Like I'm going to take that. Again, lower win percentage, but it runs. Like when it runs, it runs. So, this setup and the setup that we got today, pretty similar in my opinion. Obviously more of an aggressive pullback here. Right, very clear. More of an aggressive pullback. Maybe not as clear targets, but like hindsight's 2020. This is still a mechanically good inverse. Again, it is a slightly smaller inverse. Like maybe I wouldn't have taken this looking back. I would have waited for some more confirmation. But sometimes you won't get more confirmation, and sometimes it will just run from here. So like I'm not mad at that loss. I'm really not mad at that loss. But like pretty much the exact same formation in this one. Obviously hit TP as well. So, continuations, I'm going to be looking to take majority continuations. If I see a good reversal, I'm going to take a good reversal. Like, even if it is, like, I do have a lower win percentage on stream, and that's like a mental barrier that I have to overcome because I don't like losing on stream. I'd rather take the higher win rate and maybe even less RR over time just to have that higher win rate. Like, that's honestly what I'd prefer just because you have people copying you, you have people who don't manage risk. Like, I just hate losing trades on stream. It's like a hit to my ego. I don't like it. So, but that being said, I just got to get better at spotting, these A+ reversals. And again, liquidity is all that matters, right? Like liquidity is everything. The only reason why I was confident re-entering this trade is because I knew where liquidity was going. And I told you guys before this move even happened, I said, if we take out the lows first, like we are looking for longs. Like we are 100% going to sweep these lows and run back the range highs. Like that's exactly what we did. Like very, very simple. Trend on liquidity, equal highs here. Like where price is going. All I was waiting for was some sort of confirmation, right? Some sort of bullish confirmation. And obviously we got 2 entries this morning, 1 stop out, 1 winner. And that's the other good thing I like about continuations actually. Reversals. When you trade reversals, you're oftentimes off by like 10 a.m., like 10:30 a.m. When you trade continuations, a lot of continuations happen later in the morning, like 11, 11:30, like even lunch hours. But reversals is like you're one and done. You take the 9:30 reversal, you're done by 9:40, and now you have the rest of the day to chill, right? That's also what I like about reversals. But yeah, that was a recap or recaps for today. Let me know if you guys have found value. If you guys want to follow my trades every single day, get access to my indicators, I'll leave a link down in the description below. That's going to be it for me. Subscribe to the channel for more trading content, and I'll see you guys